helping mediate family court matters.
Mediation is just an alternate dispute resolution where you are likely to get some outcome wherein you become the person who initiates the outcome.
At forefront of solving disputes.
The idea is to basically make the litigants more empowered with knowledge. So when you go to the courts, you are fully aware of what you are asking.
NewsX India A-List proudly recognizes Prithvish Rajmani for excellence in legal advice.
Joining us on NewsX India A-List is Prithvish Rajmani, a senior mediation advocate at Tran Legal and Mediation, a boutique law firm. It was founded by Mr. Rajmani. Since its inception, successfully facilitated the resolution of many disputes in a variety of contexts, but specializing in cross-border family law as well as nationwide. The Tran team focuses on dispute resolution with their ability to create a safe and respectful environment for parties to communicate openly and honestly. Well, Prithvish, appreciate you speaking to us. Welcome to the show. The first and obvious question, what was the reason you left your well-established career in a marketing job and pursued law?
Well, to start with, I got custody of my son when he was hardly 3. And the marketing job is an extremely demanding job, and I could not do justice to both being a parent as well as the job. So I was working with a public limited company as a vice president, and they were very supportive, and it came to a stage where I felt that I couldn't do justice to them or to my son if I chose both. So I chose to be a father, and it was a no-brainer there. I chose to be with my son.
All right, what made you select family law, especially cross-border, as your niche in the legal world?
See, family law is very diverse, and even if you take a lifetime, you would probably try to learn it. You'll probably touch the tip of the iceberg. And with so many countries being there and Indians relocating to foreign countries, it's kind of a confluence of laws from various countries and how it becomes applicable in India. And currently there are about 1,300 plus acts which various lawyers take part and adjudicate. So it's not possible for anyone to be an expert in all 1,300. So, and I definitely don't consider myself an expert even in family law. Yes, I'm a little more aware of what needs to be done because I have a unique perspective of being a single parent as well as an advocate. So I prefer to kind of call myself an advocate for the children, and that's where I come in, and that's why I prefer to do this.
Absolutely. Prithvish, why do you prefer the alternate dispute resolution, specifically mediation, over litigation in matrimonial proceedings?
Okay, so that's okay. Let me just counter that with probably a question. Let's just say you are going on a trip, and you want to book a ticket, and you go to the IRTC website and you actually book your ticket, and you suddenly see that there is a waiting list of 300. You immediately start looking at alternate arrangements for your travel because 300 waiting list is not going to get confirmed. Now, fact check. We have 5.5 crore cases pending in courts, and yet you file a case. Here, mediation is just an alternate dispute resolution where you are likely to get some outcome wherein you become the person who initiates the outcome rather than, in the litigation where it can take any amount of years to kind of resolve. And there are cases that are going on for 20 years plus. Why would you, put that much of your life on the line and not get an outcome which favors you?
Sure. Well, we've heard so much about the online community that you have created on Facebook, rendering help to single parents, helping them navigate, this very difficult waters of lengthy litigation. In your experience, what are the major challenges that are faced by them?
Probably one major challenge that is faced is enforceability of orders. See, I've always felt, and this is something that I would like to share, is if the intent is good, then there's no need for a court order. If the intent is wrong, a court order cannot help you. So the idea is to basically make the litigants more empowered with knowledge. So when you go to the courts, you are fully aware of what you are asking and whether it is possible for the courts to actually give you what you want. So many times law is basically, you got to be demotional or emotionally removed from the situation if you want to really have a proper situation in the courts. Now with so much of emotions highly running high, it's highly charged emotions, you tend to ask for things and you expect the courts to take revenge or give you justice, which is not possible. So I would recommend in educating the people so that they know what to expect from courts and not feel too bad if it doesn't go their way, but to kind of try and empower yourself both in terms of knowledge as well as of relying on yourself with the confidence and conviction that you can do it in life and you should be able to do it, because your child is your responsibility and nobody else's.
Prithvish, you also recommend that your clients first attempt to settle the disputes internally or through peaceful negotiation instead of going straight to litigation. Why is that?
I would like to answer this with a few facts and figures. See, on an average, if you take a particular case, there are two people, one is a litigant, one is a defendant, whatever, and then you have their families involved. So on an average, if you take, let's say, about 6 to 7 people who are involved in a particular case, and then extrapolate that to 5 crore cases pending in courts, that is in the judicial system. Now we have the quasi-judicial system, which has another 5 crore. So you're talking 10 crore cases multiplied by 6 or 7 people. That's half the population of India, which is litigating 70 crore. Right? We are 141 crores, and 70 crores of they are litigating. How many judges do we have per million? Just 21. Even a country like Russia has 430 plus judges. US has 195. So that's one reason why I suggest mediation. Another thing, we all talk about freedom, we talk about constitutional rights, right? So here, your free will is being exercised in mediation. Litigation, a judge, however learned he is, his views are imposed upon you. So aren't you giving up your freedom, which is what you fought for? So I prefer that you make your decision in a calm, composed manner, in a room which is, confidential, and both walk away with a win-win situation rather than submit yourself where there's a win-lose situation always in the courts.
All right, that definitely makes more sense. And Prithvish, how do you think that litigation between the parents is affecting the children? How can young children be spared from the stress and, of course, the anxiety of the long court battles between their parents fighting for their custody?
I would say they're growing up too fast. They're understanding situations, and I've had cases where the children tell their parents, listen, better get divorced, we don't want to see you fighting like this. Children are becoming far more, I know it's a negative word, but I'd like to put it in the right perspective, becoming a lot more, manipulative in terms of, dad doesn't give you, go to the mom, and then mom and dad both are trying to overcompensate because, they feel that they've not lived up to what the children should be doing. Apart from that, I would also like to place on record that, we are far removed from our basic roots. If you're talking, from any point of view, we've gone so far away from trying to, aid the West, and seeing that, you're going into a situation wherein you yourself are at crossroads. If you are at crossroads, then how do you become a role model for children? And every court is going to want to know the children's point of view. They're going to be called to the court. When they're called to the court, that is not a situation where I would prefer to see a child. So they get to be exposed. So eventually, the parents have to realize that they are going to divorce each other, but they are still continue to be parents. In that aspect, if they have that mindset that we still are parents, we'll continue to be parents, and at least be civil with each other instead of letting the other down, then I think it's workable. Otherwise, children are going to be, put in this kind of situation, and they will grow up too fast, and you will have an issue with that.
All right, Prithvish, last question before we let you go. Considering that you are, a known trendsetter, could you please tell us what to expect from you and your firm in the coming days and in the future?
I can just tell you what's on the anvil. We've been trying to, being a single parent myself, we've been trying to, bring in a few more issues and trying to, give clarity to a lot of issues. Currently, what we are dealing with is with reference to one-time settlements or single settlements that, come up. And let's just say for X amount is asked for in settlement, then that in our case is not due and payable the next day, so for a period of time. So we are working on something, and our mediation community is very interested in this. We are working on it to ensure that the way we have done the income affidavit for maintenance settlements, we are coming up with something for one-time settlements that will give a lot more clarity for judges as well as litigants going forward on what to expect and what not to expect, and I hope that should come soon.
All right, Prithvish, you're breaking ground and you're doing a great job. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you for having me over.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.